So, students, let us see the first experiment performed by the Griffith to prove the DNA as a genetic material. This is the first experiment in the series which proves the DNA is the genetic material. The very important, this experiment was performed by the British physician Frederick Griffith. He working on the Streptococcus pneumoniae bacterium. Frederick Griffith was working on a Streptococcus pneumoniae bacterium. This Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria causes pneumonia in human and in other mammals. At that time, he working on the Streptococcus pneumoniae to find the cure for the disease, and he used the two strains he found the two strains of the Streptococcus pneumoniae bacterium. The first strain or the first variety is the R strain. R stands for rough. The appearance of this bacterium is rough. This is the nucleus and this is the cell wall. This bacteria appears rough from the externally. So the characters of R strain or the rough strain, it appears rough, and the very important, which is the non-capsulated. This bacteria is non-capsulated. Here is the capsule is present. This bacteria is open and the non-capsulated. And the very important, the R strain is non-pathogenic. Non-pathogenic means this strain do not develop pneumonia. This strain do not develop pneumonia. R strain, when this strain get entered in the human or the mammal's body, this strain is do not cause pneumonia. Hence, it is non-pathogenic. Understood the characters of R strain? The second one is the S strain. Now, the characters of S strain, S stands for smooth. Externally, it is smooth in nature, smooth, and the very important, capsulated. Here, the capsule is present and this capsule gives the smooth appearance to the S strain. And the very important, the S strain or the smooth strain is pathogenic. Pathogenic means when this S strain enters in the body of human or in the mammal, it develops pneumonia or it causes pneumonia disease. So it is a harmful pathogenic bacterium, and R strain is a harmless non-pathogenic bacterium. Now, by using these two bacteria, the Frederick performed some experiment on the mice. The very first, he used mice injected with R strain. The very first, he used the R strain to inject the mice. R strain to inject the mice, and R strain is non-pathogenic. R strain is non-pathogenic and non-capsulated. So this R strain do not develop pneumonia. Hence, mice is alive. Mice is alive. The very first, Griffith injected the R strain to the mice, but the R strain is non-pathogenic. So these mice do not develop pneumonia and mice continues to live. Mice is alive. The second experiment, he injected S strain to the mice. He injected S strain. S strain is a smooth strain which is capsulated and pathogenic. As the S strain is pathogenic, these mice develops pneumonia and suffers from the pneumonia, and mice died. Mice died because of the pneumonia. Understood? Then, third, he used mice plus heat killed S. Now, what is heat killed? Heat killed means S bacterium are killed by using heat. These S bacterium are, the culture of this S bacterium are heated on the flame, and after getting heated, these bacteria are killed. So he injected heat killed S bacterium to the mice. As the bacteria are killed, these bacteria are not alive now, so the mice do not develop pneumonia and continue to live. Mice is alive, mice is continue to live, mice is alive because the S bacteria are heat killed. And fourth experiment he injected mice with heat killed mixture of heat killed S plus living R bacteria. Means this, he injected, the very important, in the fourth experiment the mice was injected by heat killed S and living R. Now whether the mice develops pneumonia or continue to live, heat killed S, here mice plus heat killed S, mice is alive. Living R, mice plus living R, mice is alive. Now here whether the mice develops pneumonia or continue to live, the very surprisingly this mice is dead. Mice is dead. In both the times, in both the cases, when heat killed S is used, mice is alive. Living R is used, mice is alive. So here also mice is alive, but surprisingly mice is dead in the fourth experiment. Mice is dead in the fourth experiment. Now for this death, who is responsible? For this death, who is responsible? Heat killed S is responsible or living R is responsible? Both are non-pathogenic. Heat killed S is non-pathogenic because the bacteria are killed. Living R is non-pathogenic, but this mice develops pneumonia and death of this mice takes place. Now for this death, who is responsible? The Friedrich Miescher, surprisingly, Friedrich Miescher isolated the blood from the dead mice. Friedrich Miescher isolated the blood from the dead mice, and he found in this blood of this dead mice, in the blood living S bacterium are found. In the blood of the dead mice, the Friedrich Miescher found the living S bacterium, but initially the heat killed S is injected and living R is injected. Here living S is not injected here. From where this living S came? This living S came from the living R bacterium. Now something is responsible. Friedrich Miescher concluded that something is responsible for the transformation of living R. Something is responsible for the transformation of living R into the living S bacterium. Initially, the rough bacterium or the rough strain is non-pathogenic. Heat killed S strain is also non-pathogenic, but here this living R or the R strain get changed into the living S strain in this mice. So for this transformation, what is responsible for this transformation? He called this responsible thing for the transformation as transforming principle. He called this transformation as a transforming principle, and for this transformation, what is responsible? He concluded that something is transferred from heat killed S something is transferred from heat killed S to living R, and that something he called it as a transforming principle. But the Friedrich Michel, but the Griffith do not know what exactly is transferred. The transferred thing or the transforming principle is a DNA, the transforming principle is RNA, or the transforming principle is protein. The Griffith do not know what exactly is transferred, so the Griffith called this as a transforming principle. Understood? Transforming principle means something is transferred from heat killed S to the living R, and surely that something is nothing but the genetic material. Genetic material is transferred from heat killed S to living R, but the Griffith do not know what exactly is transferred. Hence, he named this thing as a transforming principle. Understood the first experiment? Understood the first experiment? Who is responsible? Transforming principle is responsible, or transforming principle brings about the genetic change in the living R to living S. Now the second series of experiment performed by the Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy's experiment. Wait a minute. Now, the second experiment in this series to prove the DNA as a genetic material was performed by Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy and MacLeod. These three US microbiologists, after 10 years of Griffith's experiment, they performed the experiment to prove that the DNA is the genetic material, and first time they give the proof that DNA is the genetic material and not protein. They also use these two strains, S strain and R strain. Now what they did, they isolated this is the S strain, this is the S strain. Now from this cell they isolated proteins. From this cell they isolated RNA and they isolated DNA separately. From the S strain, this scientist isolated proteins, RNA and DNA separately, and now the first experiment performed by them, or the first thing they did, they mixed the R strain, they used the R strain plus proteins. Now R strain plus proteins in the mice, R strain plus proteins they injected in the mice. Now is the R bacteria is transformed into S? No. R plus proteins R plus proteins R means rough bacterium is not transformed into the S bacterium by the proteins. Here proteins are not responsible, hence though they use the mixture of R bacterium and proteins, here R bacterium are as it is. These bacteria are not transformed into S. Now second, they used R bacterium plus RNA. R bacterium plus RNA. Now is the RNA is responsible for the transformation? R plus RNA R. R plus RNA R means RNA is not responsible for the transformation. RNA do not bring the change. And the very important third, R plus DNA. Now this R plus DNA, mixture of R bacterium and DNA form S bacterium. Here S bacteria is formed. Now, who is responsible for the transformation? DNA is responsible for the transformation of rough bacterium or the R bacterium into the S bacterium. So, they use the confirmatory test. And confirmatory test is by R bacterium plus DNA plus they used an enzyme to digest the DNA, which is the DNase enzyme. Now R bacterium plus DNA from the S bacterium and DNase enzyme. Now what is the role of this DNase enzyme? This DNase enzyme digests or destroys the DNA. Now here R bacterium is formed because this DNA is digested or destroyed by the DNase. So there is no transformation when they used the DNase in the culture medium. R bacterium is as it is. So from this confirmatory test, Avery, McCarthy and MacLeod confirm that the DNA is responsible for the change in the R bacterium into the S bacterium. Understood? The genetic change is bring about or the transforming principle of Griffith. Transforming principle of Griffith is nothing but the DNA. DNA is responsible for the transformation or DNA is responsible for the change into the R into the S. So not protein and not RNA is responsible for the transformation. DNA is responsible for the transformation is proved, first time is proved by the Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy. But some scientists do not convinced. So the third experiment was performed to prove the DNA as a genetic material. The third experiment was performed by the Hershey and Chase. Wait a minute. Here, this is the third experiment. The third experiment to prove that DNA is the genetic material was performed by Hershey and Chase. It is very popularly known as Hershey and Chase experiment. Now, Hershey and Chase used the bacteriophage. Bacteriophage means this is nothing but the virus. Bacteriophage means virus that infects the bacteria. The Hershey and Chase used bacteriophages and very important, they used the phosphorus and radio-labeled sulfur. They used the radio-labeled phosphorus and radio-labeled sulfur. The isotope of phosphorus they use is P32 and isotope of sulfur they use is S35. Now, the phosphorus is a major part of the DNA. Phosphorus is the major part of DNA and sulfur is the major part of protein. So now whether the protein is responsible or the DNA is responsible, the Hershey and Chase used the radio-labeled phosphorus and sulfur to prove that DNA is the genetic material. What they did, they used the bacteriophage and E. coli bacterial cell. They used E. coli bacterial cell as a host. The bacteriophage, the structure of bacteriophage, the bacteriophage is made up of outer protein coat, which is also called as a capsule. This is the head, this is the tail and base plate, and these are the attachment arms. And the entire structure of this bacteriophage is made up of protein coat. It is made up of protein, and this entire structure of this protein coat is called as a capsule. And head contains the genetic material. Head contains the genetic material. Genetic material is nothing but the DNA. Head contains the genetic material. So now This bacteriophage is made up of two components. The first component is the outer protein coat. So the protein coat contains sulfur as the major component. Proteins are made up of sulfur. And the very important genetic material. The second thing the bacteriophage is made up of, its genetic material which is packed within the head. The genetic material is made up of DNA, and phosphorus is major component of DNA. Phosphorus is major component of DNA. Now, they grow these bacteriophages on the medium. They grow the bacteriophages on the medium, having some bacteriophages having P32 and some bacteriophages having S35. They use the P32 medium for the some bacteriophages. They use the P32 medium, and for the some bacteriophages they use the S35 medium. And from this medium, these bacteriophages takes up, for example, this bacteriophage is grown on the medium having P32. So this bacteria picks up the phosphorus radio-labeled having 32 isotope. This bacteriophage picks up the P32 from the medium. So where this P32 is present, this P32 is present in the DNA because phosphorus is a major part of DNA. Now, and some bacteriophages are grown on the medium having S35. Now, this S35, the bacteriophages picks up the sulfur as a S35 from the medium, and the protein coat in this bacteriophage is radio labeled, and DNA core or the DNA in this bacteriophage is radio labeled. So this is the radio labeled phosphorus, and this is the radio labeled protein coat. This is the radio labeled DNA, and this is the radio labeled protein coat. Now, these bacteria or these bacteriophages or these viruses are allowed to infect the E. coli bacterial cell. These viruses are allowed to infect the E. coli bacterial cell. Now, here is the E. coli bacterial cell. Here is the E. coli bacterial cell. These bacteriophages get attached to the host E. coli bacterial cell, and now after attachment, this genetic material is transferred here. This genetic material is transferred here. This genetic material is transferred here. Now, by the ultracentrifugation technique, this empty protein coat, after the genetic material is injected in the bacterial cell, this protein coat is empty. So this empty protein coat is called as a capsid, and these capsids are separated from these cells by ultracentrifugation technique, and after separation, this capsid, so radioactivity of this capsid and radioactivity of E. coli cell is tested. So the radioactivity of this capsid shows this empty protein coat, or the radioactivity of this empty protein coat shows S35, because sulfur is a part of a protein and this capsid is made up of protein, and radioactivity of this cell is checked. So in this cell, radio labeled P32 is found. Radio labeled P32 is found. So this bacteria contains radio labeled, this bacteria contains, this bacteria or this E. coli bacteria contains radio labeled P32 in the DNA, and this bacteria do not contain P32 because this is the normal phosphorus. This is the normal phosphorus and this is the radio labeled phosphorus. But this capsid contains normal sulfur, but this capsid contains radio labeled sulfur, that is S35. Now from this experiment what we understand that from the bacteriophage or from this bacteriophage the DNA is transferred to the E. coli bacterial cell. The DNA is transferred to the E. coli bacterial cell because this DNA shows the radioactivity and this DNA do not show the radioactivity. Here is also a DNA. But protein is not found in both the cells. Protein is not found in both the cells. So what is transferred from the bacteriophage or what is transferred from virus to the cell? DNA is transferred. What is transferred? DNA is transferred and not the protein. Protein remains outside. Protein remains outside the cell and only DNA is transferred. So here the molecular proof is given by the Hershey and Chase, that is DNA is transferred from bacteria to the cell and DNA is responsible for the transformation. DNA is responsible for the transformation. Hence, in the molecular basis of inheritance, who is responsible for the inheritance? DNA is responsible. And DNA is get transferred from cell to cell. DNA get transferred from the parents to the offspring. DNA is responsible for the inheritance and for the variation and not the protein. Proteins are not responsible. RNA is not responsible or any other content from the cell is not responsible for the inheritance. But the DNA is responsible for the transformation. Here the experimental proof is given by the Hershey and Chase and proved that the DNA is the genetic material. Understood? These three experiments. Griffith's experiment, Griffith only told that something is transferred. He called it as a transforming principle. Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy, they used the test tube assay, and from the test tube assay they proved that the DNA is a genetic material by using the DNase enzyme. And Hershey and Chase, they used the radioactive phosphorus and radioactive sulfur. Phosphorus is a major content of DNA and sulfur is a major content of protein, where they allowed the radio-labeled bacteriophages from radio-labeled phosphorus. The phosphorus is found in the E. coli bacterial cell and radio-labeled sulfur is found in the supernatant, is found on the capsid. Here the normal phosphorus is found. From this experiment they proved that the DNA is the genetic material. Understood? तुम्हाला जर काही शंका असेल तर कमेंट बॉक्स मध्ये नक्की कमेंट करा. व्हिडिओ पूर्ण बघितल्यानंतर वॉच्ड कंप्लीटली अशी कमेंट करा. थँक्यू.